welcome back to Joe Talks Cars, and welcome to another video. Welcome to a BMW Z3 that have been lent for the day. Now, if there was ever a time to prove to you all that I can drive a manual, this is it. I'm driving a left-hand drive 2.8 litre BMW with a manual gearbox. A lot of you comment on all my videos saying you're not a proper driver, you can't drive a manual. Well, here I am, happily changing gears. So today in this video we're going to be taking this car out across some lovely roads around where we live, taking it out for a coffee run to a place called the North Yorkshire 500. It's a new car cafe, it's been open a couple of years, similar to the Motorist where I normally visit, just a slightly different vibe. Take the car out there and grab some coffee and give you my thoughts and initial impressions on what it's like to drive this 1998 Z3. These cars are becoming a classic, and when I got offered the opportunity to take one out, I thought I've just got to grab it with both hands because it's a really exciting car for me. So what makes this car so exciting is the fact that cars have got so much bigger these days, and the Z3 is a tiny, tiny little car. When you consider my Cayman is from 2006 and actually is quite big compared with this, it's really nice to be back in something small and sporty. So what is the Z3 like to drive? Well, the initial impressions are pretty good. To say this car is as old as it is, from 1998, it drives pretty much like a modern car. I've not struggled with the gears, I've not struggled with the clutch or anything like that. The clutch travel is quite long, but I'm not sure whether that's because the clutch is probably quite old now. But the brakes, the suspension, everything feels super tight and almost like new. In terms of power delivery, well, there isn't a ton of power in this. It surprised me actually, something with an engine this size. I'm not sure on the horsepower figure, but I will put all these details down in the description for you. What it offers instead of outright pace is just a nice feeling. When you accelerate, you can feel that strong engine pulling, and the noise, of course, being a BMW straight six, it's pretty nice as well. The suspension is quite soft, but that doesn't impact the handling. The handling's really nice. It feels very, very stable on the road. You don't feel like you're gonna spin off, or it doesn't feel very intimidating at all. It's just very, very easy to drive, easy to place on the road. And with it being a left-hand drive, it makes it feel all that much more special. It's so different to drive a left-hand drive on the roads in the UK. They do have their drawbacks when it comes to overtaking and stuff like that. You've got no chance, unless you've got a passenger, to point out whether someone's coming. It is very, very difficult. But in terms of just a nice car to pootle about on the roads that we have here in North Yorkshire, I'd say it's a pretty good option. We're hoping it's going to stay dry enough because that's how best to experience this car, with the roof off. With the very small A-pillars, there's really good visibility, and it does make you feel like you're in like essentially a little go-kart. It is just a really nice little car to drive. Really nice car to be in. And despite being this age, we've had some looks from people at the side of the road. People are watching you go past. It does turn a few heads, which is something I never really expected. One thing worth mentioning about these cars is the value for money. So these things could be picked up quite cheap a good few years ago. You were looking at a couple of £1,000s. Things have changed. Cars have got a lot more expensive, and this is no exception, but it still remains to be pretty good value. So an example like this one, you can pick them up from between £5,000 and £7,000. I put it in the wrong gear then. I was doing so well, proving to you all I can drive a manual, and I just put it in second. Edit that bit out. Yeah, you can pick these up between £5,000 and £7,000, and when you consider what you're getting for that, it's pretty good value for money. It's something a little bit different. You're going to have a lot of fun in it, and it's got a BMW badge. Not only that, but you're buying a little bit of James Bond history. This car was featured in Goldeneye. It wasn't featured in the film for very long, but it's still a Bond car. And I think it's possibly the cheapest Bond car you can possibly buy. Sitting in this car and the build quality, as you'd expect from a BMW of this age, is exceptional. BMWs are not built the way they used to be. This car is built like a proper BMW. Despite having done 76,000 miles and being this age, everything feels really well put together. It's showing signs of age, but everything still works. The heated seats still work very well. The electric seats work. Everything just feels nicely put together. It's a very, very nice little car. And for this money, I'm struggling to think of a car that would compare to it, because an MX-5 just really doesn't cut it for me. So yeah, like I said, now we're going to be heading along some really nice little roads, going to sit back, enjoy the car, and take it out for a coffee at the NY500. So we've arrived here at the NY500 with the Z3, and I have to say I really enjoyed driving the Z3 today. The weather's been perfect for it, and it's been such a fun little car. The thing with the Z3 is it's not got so much power, but it's also not a very big car, which makes driving it just nice and fun and a very raw experience, which I absolutely love. But like I said, we're here at the NY500. It's not an event, it's not a weekend, but still some amazing cars have turned up. This little 911 behind me, I've just been talking to the owner. Absolutely stunning 911 that's just been restored. And as we arrived, some McLarens were leaving, so there's always exciting things here at the NY500. I just wanted to walk around the car, show you a little bit more in detail about what I've been driving and some of the things that maybe aren't so perfect on this car, but in some ways make it perfect. So here it is, the S-registered Z3. So as you can see, this car is a left-hand drive car. It was imported from Berlin. I think it was new when the owner bought it, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, let's be honest, it does have some age-related marks. There's a bit of rust going on where the parcel shelf was, a bit of rust around the wings, but it's to be expected with a car of this age. But I think you'll agree it is a pretty cool car, and they don't make cars like this anymore. They make them all too big, and yeah, the interior's kind of like a creamy sort of, I don't know, coffee coloured interior. I don't even know what the interior would be. A lot of BMW fanboys will be able to tell me what that is, but it's cool that it's a manual car, 2.8 litre. It's got heated seats, it's got all the sort of modern sort of things that you'd come to expect from a car. In something this age, it's pretty impressive. And like I said earlier, yes, it's showing some age-related marks, but the car's pretty good. Feels very, very well put together still, despite having a few sort of rough edges, if you like. I think next to this 911, it does still look really cool. I think they are becoming quite a classic now, these cars. And I've had such an amazing time driving it. But anyway, I think I'm going to sign the video out there, but I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's taken the time to watch my videos and hit subscribe, because it's the amount of people that are hitting subscribe and watching these videos which is leading to opportunities like this, and which is leading to opportunities like what I've got behind me over there. But that's for another video. So if you're interested to see what's going on here at the NY500, please make sure you hit that subscribe button for plenty more videos like this one to come. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.